Center, Hermson's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington and Platteville, Les Mack, Northland Buildings, Reeves Wealth Management, Raleigh Cheese House, Russell Law Offices, The Shoebox, Tricor Insurance, West End Salvage, Carver's Hardwood Flooring, Sloan Implements, Sups, Brian's Auto Body and Paint, Gary's Pest Control, TriStar Pallets and TriStar Mulch, Krantz Auto Parts and Krantz Hardware Do It Best, Bouse Electric, Cuba City Collision and Repair, Laley Center, Monroe, H&N Plumbing, Heating and Electrical, Community First Bank, Grant Regional Health Center, Sullivan Auctioneers, Big Iron Realty, Lancaster Dental Associates, Millie's Diner, Pink's Automotive, Good Knees Garage, Point and Flush Sportsman's Club, Rosemeyer Management Group, Breckler Insurance, McNett Electric, Mound City Bank, Ready Feed and Grain LLC, Southwest Health, and WCC Brands.
We apologize for the technical difficulties that we had. The internet dropped here at Blackhawk High School in South Wayne. We'll pick up the action with 3:33 to play in the third quarter, 62-22. Blackhawk Warren on top of Iowa Grant, and the Panthers with the football on first down, and a pass down the near sideline. Caught by Lundell. A basket catch along the near sideline, and he is taken down at the 34-yard line. What a catch by Sam Lundell. The Iowa Grant Panthers still going through the air and trying to make something happen now, Brad.
Yeah, they're not giving up here. Sorry about dropping there, but yeah, lost internet. You missed two Woodruff touchdowns for Blackhawk. They scored, and then on the ensuing possession, they recovered there's either a fumble or an onside kick, and then Blackhawk recovered it and scored again. So
one receiver to each side of the formation as the running back number 7, Cole Schaff, lined up to the left side of Hinderman. Hinderman dropping back to pass. Quick pass to the near side, and the pass is incomplete. Trying to sidearm throw intended for number 88, Treaton Leifelholtz, but just out of his reach. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 33-yard line. Our Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school football presented by Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. Panthers come back to the line of scrimmage, 2nd and 10 at the 33-yard line. Panthers with two receivers to each side of the formation. Hinderman with the quick toss to the near side to Schaff. Schaff spins away from one defender but can't escape the second as Joe Ketchpaw makes the tackle at the 30-yard line, called a gain of 4. Sets up 3rd and 6 at the 30-yard line.
Looks like Iowa Grant's going to try to speed it up here a little bit, get into their up-tempo offense.
5 wide receivers set as Schoaf goes from the right side slot into the backfield, now to the left side. Hinderman looking for someone to pass to. Fires over the middle, and it is picked off and intercepted by Blackhawk Warren. And the Warriors bring it back out across the 30 to about the 35-yard line. Picking that one off is number 11, Trent Bidlingmeyer. And it will be 1st and 10 for Blackhawk Warren with 1:05 and counting as we have hit a running clock here in South Wayne, 62-22. Warriors on top of the Panthers.
Yeah, Iowa Grant has not had very much success here in the second half, and that is unfortunate. Another mistake by them as well.
1st down and 10 as Podner still in the game at quarterback and a give inside, and the ball carrier brings it out across the 40-yard line to about the 42. As that is Dax Paquin on the carry again. He has had an outstanding game for the Warriors. And 20 seconds remaining. That might be the final play of the third quarter.
I think that was actually Woodruff on the carry, though. I think Paquin went out with an injury about midway through the third quarter.
Oh, gotcha. And that will be the final play of the third quarter. So we head to the fourth. Blackhawk Warren 62, Iowa Grant 22. The fourth quarter coming up next on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 8, are you looking for ways to give back to your local community? Use volunteerwisconsin.org to find opportunities to volunteer your time with organizations making a difference near you. as we celebrate United Ways Month. We're also celebrating you. Visit volunteerwisconsin.org or get in touch with your local United Way or Volunteer Center to find out more about local opportunities to get involved. VolunteerWisconsin.org is hosted by United Way of Wisconsin and Serve Wisconsin. Paid for by United Way of Wisconsin.
Whether it's medical, brain health, or dental care, Crescent Community Health Center is here for you. Our team provides high-quality, compassionate care for the whole family, no matter your insurance status. Looking for a new provider? We're here for you. Call 563-690-2850 to schedule your appointment today, or visit crescentchc.org to learn more. That's 563-690-2850 or crescentchc.org. Crescent Community Health Center, high-quality, compassionate care for all.
In game 8.
Start of the fourth quarter, 62-22. Blackhawk Warren on top of Iowa Grant on our Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school football presented by Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. The backups have now entered the game for Blackhawk Warren as first down, and the carry goes to number 12, Brody Argall, a 5'11 junior, and he brings the ball out near the 50-yard line, stopped at the 49. And that is enough for Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty, first down. And we have a running clock. Our game today brought to you by Community First Bank. For in the communities where you live, work, and play, experience for yourself the difference at Community First Bank. CFBank.com, member FDIC. In at quarterback is number 11, Trent Bidlingmeyer, who just had the interception a few moments ago. Under center and takes a snap, gives inside, keeps it to the left side, and Leifelholtz throws him down in the backfield for a Subs.com sack. Tried to bounce it left, but Leifelholtz wouldn't have it, none of that. Caught a big loss of yardage on the play back near the 40-yard line. Loss of about 9. Game today brought to you by Pilling Electric Service in Montfort, your trusted experts for everything electric and pump services. Check them out on Facebook. Pilling Electric Service, they'll keep the lights on for you. Again, our apologies for going off the air for a little bit. The internet dropped on us. The Blackhawk huddle camera went down as well, so we got everything reset, and we're back on the air to bring you the final 10:42 and counting of this fourth quarter. 62-22, Blackhawk Warren on top. And it's second and long. And another loss of yardage as the ball carrier gets swallowed up in the backfield as Ty Cobring, a 6-foot senior, gets tackled for a loss and now sets up third and long for the Warriors.
Yep. For the first time today, Blackhawk is going backwards. It's nice to see Iowa Grant have some success here.
Hazy Service and Towing of Montfort, your trusted friend for service and towing. Hazy Service and Towing in Montfort, better equipped to better serve you. Third down and 17 from the 41-yard line. Whereas again, going with the split back look as the tight end unsure where he needs to line up. He lines up on the left side of the formation. And now here's the snap. And the ball is loose on the turf, but the quarterback picks it up, tosses it downfield, and that one is caught along the near sideline and out of bounds just across the 50-yard line. Grant Quinn on the reception, making something out of nothing, and it's fourth and about 8 to go, and we'll see what the Warriors decide to do. It looks like they're going to punt it away.
A nice little scramble drill after a little fumble, and they were able to get about 11 yards there, but just not quite enough to bring up this fourth down.
Yeah, my team had that in flag football this morning. Bryce Van Ralt will punt it away, and Sam Lundell standing at his own 21-yard line for the return as we are under 9 minutes to play with the running clock here in the fourth quarter as Blackhawk Warren getting a little bit late with their players getting in and out. Here's a snap and a punt from the right-footed punter. Lundell will field it at the 20-yard line. Fair catch called, and the Panthers will take possession as we have hit 8:40 to play in the fourth quarter. And with a running clock, the clock continues to wind. Today's game brought to you by Moen's Milk Service in Montfort. Moen's has been hauling quality milk with quality service in Grant and Iowa County since 1974. When you want quality, it comes from Moen's Milk Service of Montfort. Also by Infinite Foam in Montfort, specializing in spray foam insulation projects, residential, agricultural, and commercial. They'll keep you warm in the winter and cool in the summer. Call Adam at Infinite Foam today at 608-553-1306. And a timeout taken by Blackhawk Warren. That is the first timeout taken by the Warriors in the second half. Both teams with 2 timeouts remaining. The clock is stopped with 8:13 to play in the fourth quarter. Game today brought to you by Mountain City Bank. Their total line of credit allows you to use the equity in your home to do the things you want. Step into Mountain City Bank to apply. Offer subject to approval. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender. Learn more at mountaincitybank.com. Melody Hawkins of Exit Professional Real Estate Monroe. Her experience in real estate takes the stress out of buying your next home, farm, or business. For all of your real estate needs, Melody Hawkins, Exit Professional Real Estate of Monroe. Pecatonica Co-op Oil in South Wayne Mart for all of your fuel needs, not only for your vehicle, but for yourself as well. Quality Cenex fuel products will keep you on the go. The South Wayne Mart and Pecatonica Co-op Oil of South Wayne. Southwest Health has over 24 specialty services and more than 50 specialists, so you can have specialized care without traveling far from home. Learn more about their specialty services at southwesthealth.org. And by Apple River State Bank and First Community Bank of Galena, where you'll find local bankers making local decisions and meeting local needs. It's a banking experience you won't get anywhere else. Apple River State Bank and First Community Bank of Galena, member FDIC. As looks like the clock was reset to 12 minutes, but that was around 8:12, if I remember correctly. Yeah, those 8:13 remaining on the clock now as they reset it, and we'll pick it up with 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line for Iowa Grant. 62-22, Blackhawk Warren leading the Panthers in Six Rivers football on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Tyler Ducanis and Brad Adams with you with the best seat in the house in the Ayers Furniture broadcast booth. Brock Hinderman takes the snap on 1st and 10, looking to his right. Fires downfield, has Friesen, and Friesen cannot make the basket catch along the far sideline. Incomplete.
A great throw there by Hinderman, just off the hands of Friesen. I'm sure that's one that he'd like to have back.
That'll bring up 2nd and 10, and we are at 7:50 and running here in the fourth quarter. Saunders Oil Company of Warren, family owned for 3 generations, offering delivery of premium diesel fuel and gasoline products to tri-state homes, farms, and businesses. Saunders Oil Company of Warren. 2nd and 10 from the 20-yard line. 2 receivers to each side of the formation. 1 back in the backfield with Hinderman. Hinderman quick pass to the far side. It is caught by Lundell. Lundell trying to shake away from one defender, but gets tackled down short of the 30-yard line to about the 28. Called a gain of about 7 yards on the play. Sets up 3rd and 3 as the Panthers have to get it across the 31-yard line for Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down. They go back to the line of scrimmage quickly. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Hinderman out of the pistol. Takes the snap, and it's a quarterback keeper trying to dive his way forward, and he's got the first down. Able to get it on the second effort, dropping his shoulder, and that is a Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down for Iowa Grant. Ball spotted at the 32-yard line. 6:50 to play in the game. 62-22. Blackhawk Warren on top of Iowa Grant. Game brought to you by West End Salvage of Lancaster. See Junkyard Joe Cranston, the West End Salvage team for recycling as well as construction demolition waste too. West End Salvage of Lancaster. Play fake and a pass to the near side looking for Friesen, and that is high pointed and picked off by Blackhawk Warren as Bo Podner from the safety position committing quarterback on quarterback crime, pulling down the interception, and 1st and 10 for Blackhawk Warren at the Lancaster Dental and Fenimore Smiles turnover.
Yeah, great interception there. Like you said, Podner went up and high pointed that ball and got the ball back for Blackhawk. Let's see what they can do here in the short amount of time left in the game.
Just over 6 minutes to play in the game. Our game brought to you by Lely Center Monroe. Call your local dairy automation specialist, Jordan Wilson, at Lely Center Monroe. Also brought to you by Community First Bank. For in the communities where you live, work, and play, experience for yourself the difference at Community First Bank. CFBank.com. Member FDIC. Warriors coming to the line of scrimmage with 5:45 to play in the game. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line in Blackhawk Warren territory, and a give inside as the back gets across the 50 to the 46-yard line. Ball carried that time by number 2, Ty Cobvering.
Down to the 47.
Cobbervig, I should say.
Gain of 6, 2nd and 4.
And it is second and about 5 to go as they put the football back to the 47-yard line of Iowa Grant.
It looks like we got subs on both sides of the ball here, so might be some varsity subs and maybe some JV players as well.
And Warriors come to the line. Quarterback number 11, Trent Biddingmeyer now. Biddingmeyer with the snap, but a Pinks penalty flag, false start, moves the Warriors back 5. That'll put the ball on the other side of the 50. Game brought to you by Pilling Electric Service in Montfort, your trusted experts for everything electric and pump services. Check them out on Facebook, Pilling Electric Service. They'll keep the lights on for you. Also by Hazy Service and Towing of Montfort, your trusted friend for service and towing. Hazy Service and Towing in Montfort, better equipped to better serve you. And by Moen's Milk Service in Montfort. Moen's has been hauling quality milk with quality service in Grant and Iowa County since 1974. When you want quality, it comes from Moen's Milk Service of Montfort. 2nd and 9 after the Pinks penalty flag. Biddingmeyer under center. And he will give inside to the back, Copperving, and he gets it across the 50 again, back to the 46-yard line. A nice run there up the gut as the Warriors, it doesn't matter who's on the field, the offensive line just continues to push the defensive line back of Iowa Grant.
Yeah, even the backup offensive line here for Blackhawk is doing a good job of getting their push and creating holes for these running backs.
3:50 remaining in the game, 62-22. Blackhawk Warren on top of Iowa Grant as number 3 ranked team in the state, flexing their muscle and looking to stay undefeated on the campaign, go to 5-0. And here on 3rd and 4 from the 46-yard line, and someone from Blackhawk Warren got a head start. A Pinks penalty flag will move him back.
Maybe getting some players in here that don't get a ton of playing time and just getting a little excited and trying to get a little bit of a head start.
Yeah, it's a homecoming game too. You obviously want to be playing your best, but when you don't always see time like this on the varsity side, it's a little intimidating, I would imagine. Biddingmeyer under center on 3rd and 7. Biddingmeyer takes a snap, rolling to his left, now pitches out to the left side, and the ball carrier gets across the 50 and the 40 before being wrestled down at about the 37-yard line. That is number 12, Brody Argall. And that is a Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down for the Warriors, and they will put the football at the 38-yard line on the far side hash mark. 2:27 and counting after the game. We'll have the Reeves Wealth Management at Edward Jones post-game show. We'll pick out a tri-core turning point, the Les Mack drive of the game, Hermson's Ace Hardware MVP, and the West End Salvage scrapper of the game. A lot to sort out here as a give inside to the running back, and he is down immediately. Argall on the carry again. Gets a gain of 2 yards on the play, brings it out to the 36-yard line. Now under 2 minutes to play in the game, again 62-22. Warriors break the huddle. Iowa Grant getting some late subs in. We have a new quarterback under center for the Warriors. It's number 7, Gage Stocks, a 5'9" sophomore. Stocks with the snap. Gives inside, and the running back gets across the 35-yard line to about the 33. Camden Borsdorf, the sophomore, on the carry that time. Brings it out to the 32. Looks like we got 2 more plays remaining before the clock winds out completely. 62-22 the score, 1:05 remaining. Warriors back to the line. 2 receivers, or 2 backs in the backfield, 1 receiver to each side. And a give to the left side, and Argall on the carry, and Argall across the sideline and just stopped short of the goal line. Another stop in the MyTech green zone for Blackhawk Warren. And a Pinks penalty flag might bring it back. But that might be it, as we are under 30 seconds to play. I don't think they will run another play. And it's looking like that will be our final score. 62-22. As Iowa Grant looking to line up for the handshake, and that will do it. The Blackhawk Warren Warriors have a fun homecoming day here in South Wayne. Your final score, Blackhawk Warren 62, Iowa Grant 22. Blackhawk Warren improves to 5-0 on the season, and they will take on Seneca Wazeeka Steuben next week on Friday at 3 o'clock. And the Iowa Grant Panthers will fall to 2-3 on the campaign, 1-2 in the Six Rivers. Coming up next, we'll bring you the Resolve Management at Edward Jones postgame show. It's the postgame awards, our Tricor Turning Point, the West End Salvage Scrap of the Game, Herbst's Ace Hardware MVP, and the Les Mac Drive of the Game. That's all straight ahead here on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 9.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time. The next time you're out to dinner with friends, you can order the shrimp cocktail for the table. And maybe you'll realize it only comes with 4 shrimp after you've already given away 3, but that one shrimp will be so good. And if you switch and save hundreds, you could get shrimp all the time. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time. For shrimp. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
This is Secret Clinical dominating extra stinky stress sweat. And this is regular deodorant. Secret Clinical in a heat wave. Oh, what a beautiful day. This is regular deodorant. Ugh, I can't. Secret Clinical with workout sweat. Let's run another marathon. And regular deodorant. How much more? Secret is the GOAT. Because nothing fights sweat better. Stay fresher under pressure.
In Game 9.
(62-22), Blackhawk Warren defeats Iowa Grant on homecoming day here in South Wayne. Our Edward Jones at Resolve Management postgame show coming your way next on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 10.
Tri-state thunderstorms can bring winds, rain, and hail, some of the damage you may not even see. Bel Air Home Restoration is a local family-owned company that's been serving the Tri-States since 1955. Let them repair or replace areas hit by hail, and they'll even deal with your insurance company. They'll get you done quickly. 2 weeks from signing a contract, they'll be on your roof getting it done. Call Bel Air Home Restoration today for an appointment, 608-348-2381, or check them out at belairhomerestoration.com or Facebook. It's the Drive into Fall event going on now at Turpin Motors. Just announced up to 20% off retail on select new vehicles. Save up to $12,700. If we don't have the vehicle you're looking for, we'll deal or trade for it. Financing as low as 0% with approved credit. No payments for 90 days. All qualified new vehicles come with a lifetime powertrain warranty with the Turpin Advantage. Stop by and check out the great deals on new vehicles with no payments until December. See dealer for details. The Drive into Fall event is going on now at Turpin Dodge Ram and Jeep, JFK and Dodge Street in Dubuque.
In Game 10.
(62-22), Blackhawk Warren defeats Iowa Grant in today's Six Rivers Conference football matchup. The Resolve Management at Edward Jones postgame show comes your way next on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
Post-game 4 minutes.
Hey, it's Joey and Lauren. Are you ready to cruise the mighty Mississippi with X1071?
You could score a pair of boarding passes for our American Lady Listener Appreciation Fall Color Cruise with Catfish Charlie's in Dubuque on Thursday, October 2nd at X1071.com.
You must be 21 or older. Winners and their guests will enjoy free tap beer and soda, light apps, 2-for-1 margaritas, and 90 minutes on the river.
Don't miss the fun. Sign up to win right now at X1071.com. Hey, it's Joey and Lauren on X1071. Quick shout out to Tammy's Piggly Wiggly in Galena, our new sponsor for Fix My Life, every Wednesday morning at 6:30 and 8:30.
So if you have a problem that needs solving or you just want to get our take on something, text us at 68719.
We're going to do our best to provide our unfiltered perspective.
Fix My Life, powered by Tammy's Piggly Wiggly in Galena, Wednesday mornings at 6:30 and 8:30.
All right here on X1071 Extreme Hit Music.
The Gifted Hands Thrift Store in Galena offers low-cost clothing and household goods to the public. Shop local and support individuals with disabilities served by the Galena Workshop. The thrift store provides paying jobs to many individuals and is a stepping stone for some to get a job in the community. Donated items are accepted at the workshop on Southwest Street in Galena, Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. till 3 p.m., except holidays. Gifted Hands Thrift Store at the Galena Workshop is open Tuesday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturdays 9 till 1.
There are places, people, and conditions in this world that almost seem beyond hope. But not when Mercy Ships is there. Mercy Ships is a place restoring sight to the blind, happiness to the outcast, and joy to the brokenhearted. Mercy Ships is the reason why hope is now in sight. To learn more, go to mercyships.org.
RPG came through the belly of the aircraft. We don't talk about the female combat wounded. These are our daughters and our sisters and our mothers. Wounded Warrior Project came into my life and taught me how to stand back up and get back in the fight. The truth is, I think we all have this strength inside of us, but until you're tested, you just don't know it's there.
See how Wounded Warrior Project empowers women veterans like Beth by visiting woundedwarriorproject.org/empowerwomenvets.
Over 2.8 million Americans have served in our military since 9/11. Many have returned home with devastating injuries and few resources for them and their families. This is news correspondent Bob Woodruff. I sustained a life-threatening injury while reporting from Iraq in 2006. The military had my back that day, and they have each other's while serving. It's time we had theirs. Please join us as part of the Got Your Six initiative. To learn more, go to gotyoursix.org using the number 6.
Diane from Michigan, a disabled senior citizen trying to get by. Henry from Florida, a veteran fighting to make ends meet. Elena from Arizona, a mother struggling to feed her daughter. Hi, I'm Connie Britton, and I support Feeding America because they help provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year, like Diane, Henry, and Elena. Learn more at feedingamerica.org. Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
I left the military with a traumatic brain injury. I came home to fight depression, anxiety, and alcohol.
As America's veterans face challenges, DAV is there.
I'm Adam Greathouse, Army veteran.
DAV helps veterans get the benefits they've earned.
With DAV's help, I've built a new life for myself.
With the right support, more veterans can reach victories, great and small.
My victory is just experiencing life.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Your high school postgame show is brought to you by Elena and Ben Reeves at Edward Jones, a financial service firm serving individuals and business owners.
Is your money working as hard as it should be? This is Elena Reeves with Edward Jones. If you want to provide for your children's education, reduce your tax bill, or prepare for a comfortable retirement, we need to talk. Today, more than ever, your financial security deserves the attention of full-time financial advisors. Take advantage of our years of experience. Contact financial advisors Elena or Ben Reeves at 608-348-2441 or stop by our office on Highways 80 and 81 in Platteville next to Sups Nutrition. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Time now for the Reeves Wealth Management and Edward Jones postgame show on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. 62-22, Blackhawk Warren defeats Iowa Grant in Six Rivers football here today, and we are joined by a special guest, number 14, Jacob Woodruff. 3 touchdowns on the game here today for the Blackhawk Warren Warriors. First off, congratulations on the win and staying undefeated. And obviously at the top of the conference with Potosi Cassville and Seneca Wazeeka Steuben. Talk about the performance overall today, what things went right for you guys, because it really seemed very methodical from start to finish here today.
Everything was going right. Our O-line was making excellent holes for us. We're getting our QB time to throw, and our defense, we did solid. There's still a lot to improve on. Mental errors, but it's got to improve. Yeah, big matchup next week versus Wazeeka.
Yeah, let's talk about that offensive line, because we were talking about it all game long. It just seemed like that, battle in the trenches, your guys were winning that battle and opening lanes for you. Talk about running behind this offensive line and the opportunities that it creates for you and the other backs in the backfield.
It's amazing. Can't ask for a better line.
Yeah, what are the things that you see from them in practice and the things that they do, the little things, attention to detail that maybe sets yourself apart from some of the other teams in the area?
They always have to be perfect. They always pay attention to detail, and they just work so hard.
Yep, and talk about the experience playing on this team. Obviously Blackhawk Warren, a brand name in high school football, especially in Division 7, but it seems like year after year, it doesn't matter who's in there. The culture is always there, and players always step up. Talk about this version of the team. What stands out to you the most about this version, maybe compared to the ones that you've had over the last couple of years? What's been going right for this one?
I think it's the passing attack. If they load the box, we have our Bryce, our tight end. We can just throw it to him. We had the best tight end in the conference and the best quarterback in the conference,
Yeah, Bryce Van Ralt having an outstanding game as well. And before we let you go, we know Seneca Wazeeka-Steuben coming up next week. We'll be at that game in Warren. What are the things that you guys are going to be looking at tightening up and getting ready for next week?
Well, their running game, their physicality. And we just have to get better on defense. We gave up too many points today. We just have to be better.
All right. Should be a fun game next week. Go enjoy this one, and we'll see you guys next week.
Thank you.
All right, awesome. That was Jacob Woodruff joining us on our Edward Jones Result Management post-game show, and we have another victorious Blackhawk Warren Warrior. We have Riley Borkwin joining us, and Riley, we were just talking about how the offensive line was dominant throughout the game and really took control, and that set things up for the running attack and the passing attack as well. Talk about the things that went right for you guys, especially along the offensive line.
We got great movement. Every time when we run the football, you got to get some form of movement. Our running backs don't get 150 yards a game without our line. We got to make sure we're doing the right job. We got to make sure we're doing our job every time. We always strive for being perfect.
Yep, and it really seemed like, it didn't matter which direction you were running and whether it was between the guards, the tackles, or on the outside, success was everywhere. Just talk about, that union among the offensive line, the things that go right, and the bond that you guys have to have, because you guys have to really trust each other to be as successful as you guys are, especially in this game.
Well, that takes us back to, we do a lot of captain's practices during the beginning of the year. So when we go do those things, it just slowly builds trust with our team building. Being able to trust your teammates changes the football game. Being able to not have to glance over your shoulder to make sure your backside isn't getting pressure changes the football game.
Yeah, everything today seemed like very crisp, especially in the opposite side of the ball. The defensive side, obviously, surrendering 22 points, to an explosive Iowa Grant team, you kind of held them in check. But what are some of the things that really helped out on the defensive side, and maybe some adjustments that you're looking with Seneca Wazeeka-Steuben coming up next week?
From what I understand, Wazeeka-Steuben runs the same offense as us, so we just got to know how we attack it. If we understand how we attack it, we can stop them.
Yep, and talk about the goals that you guys have, down the line. Obviously, second half of the season coming up. We know you end the regular season with Potosi Castle. That's likely going to end up, deciding the conference. What do you guys need to work on to stay in check, and what things do you look to build on as the rest of the season goes away?
Like I said with the other guys, working on your fundamentals, being able to know exactly what you're supposed to do every play, every time. Being able to do that changes football games, because then you don't have to sit here and think, oh, am I supposed to do this or this? No, you just go. It should be autopilot.
Yep. Well, this was a fun game to cover. Congrats on the win. Go enjoy this one, and we'll see you guys next week for Seneca Wazeeka-Steuben.
Sweet. Thank you so much.
Yep, absolutely. That was Riley Borkwin joining us on our Edward Jones Result Management post-game show on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Desi Braden set to join us here in a little bit, as well as Brad Adams talking with us as well. And as we said, from start to finish, Blackhawk Warren really, set the tone. Iowa Grant, showed some opportunities and spurts here and there, but an all-around outstanding performance by the Blackhawk Warren Warriors here today.
Yeah, Blackhawk kind of dominated this game from start to finish. Iowa Grant showed flashes, but they were not able to be consistent throughout the entire game. And like we said, the offensive line for Blackhawk did great. They allowed Blackhawk to rush 46 times for 388 yards and 7 touchdowns. They had Woodruff carried for 13 times, 131 yards. Podner carried 11 times for 124 yards, and Paquin carried 14 times for 101 yards before he had to leave with an injury halfway through the third quarter. So their offensive line did great, and Iowa Grant's got some big guys up front, and Blackhawk's big, but not that big. So for them to be able to open up those holes, that was phenomenal to watch. Podner also finished the game 4 for 5 passing with 98 yards and another touchdown. All those passes went to Van Ralte, who had 4 catches and 98 yards and that touchdown. Blackhawk finished with 109 yards passing as one of their backup quarterbacks threw an 11-yard pass there at the very end. So very dominant performance by Blackhawk. Very impressed with them, and it'll be interesting to see them through the rest of the year.
Yep, should be a fun season remaining for Blackhawk Warren. As we said, the end of the regular season ends with Potosi Castle, but that big game next week against Seneca Wazeeka Steuben, a critical matchup to decide the conference title picture, as Seneca Wazeeka Steuben, I believe, ranked number 10 in the state in Division 7. Blackhawk Warren ranked number 3, and expected to be another top 10 matchup as Seneca Wazeeka Steuben took care of, who did they play last?
Peck Argyle last night.
Yep.
Yeah, it's going to be a key matchup next week. I think we all want to look forward to that Potosi Castle game and expect that one to be the big one at the end of the season. But yeah, nobody can overlook Wazeeka Steuben, Seneca, and yeah, that'll be a big game to hopefully set up something major at the last week of the season there.
Yep, definitely. Let's hand out some post-game awards. Let's hand out our Herms's Ace Hardware MVP of the game. Brought to you by Herms's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington and Herms's Ace Hardware at the bottom of Main and Platteville. Herms's will be the MVP for your next project in your home. Go to Herms's Ace Hardware in Bloomington and Platteville. I think you look at the stats. Bo Podner of Blackhawk Warren, the 4 touchdowns on the ground, 1 passing touchdown as well, an all-around outstanding performance. Give a ton of credit to the guys in front of him, don't get me wrong, but when you look at the stats and the way that he orchestrated the offense, everything runs through him, and a brilliant performance here today.
Yeah, he did a great job of orchestrating this offense, and like I said, I think you could got it with any of the 3 guys in the backfield. They all ran for over 100 yards. Podner also had a pick there at the end of the game, so got a little defensive stat there as well, and yeah, he did a great job. But yeah, you could give it to any number of guys off Blackhawk today.
Yep, that's our Herms's Ace Hardware MVP. Let's get to the Les Mack drive of the game. Whether it's Chevy, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, or Ford, you can count on over 50 years of trusted hometown service, because at Les Mack you always get more from Les. If you want to go in the spirit of the longest drive, it was a drive in the second quarter, a 7-play drive that resulted in the 4-yard touchdown run for Jacob Woodruff to make the score 24-6. That was the longest drive of the game in terms of plays and yardage for Blackhawk Warren. I mean, there's a lot of different drives that you could choose from, but as far as one that kind of stands out, I think when Iowa Grant had the touchdown to make it 16-6, that was the drive that followed. So Blackhawk Warren getting the immediate answer and keeping the foot on the gas and really setting the tone for the game the rest of the way.
Yeah, I think that was a big drive because, like I said, you could have potentially seen a momentum shift there with Iowa Grant scoring, but Blackhawk was able to come right back down and get the touchdown to answer, and then kind of took over the game from there.
All right. That's our Les Mack drive of the game, and we are joined now by the victorious head coach, Desi Braden of the Blackhawk Warren Warriors. Coach, thanks for joining us. Congrats on the win, a 62-22 win over Iowa Grant here today. Talk about the team's overall performance here today. Obviously, a lot to like on the offensive side. Some big plays, but Iowa Grant, you kind of expected to get theirs, and obviously some penalties as well, some things to clean up. But overall, how would you rate your team's performance here today?
The first thing I told those guys after the game, happy but not satisfied. I was real happy with the win, but not satisfied with the way we got it. Offensively, we played good. Should have been even cleaner up front. Defensively, we said you can't give that kid time to throw it, and we got to be tighter on those passes. But all in all, we knew they were going to get some stuff, but keep them relatively in check was good. And one of the things you're looking at it, and at no point with what they have for a passing attack, at no point do you feel comfortable and sit there and you're like, all right, we can lay off. So we you got to keep it tight there.
Yep, and you mentioned in our pregame interview about how important it was to stop their passing attack, and you kind of figured that they were going to get theirs, at varying points during the game. As far as kind of locking down that passing game, what were the things that kind of stood out to you as far as things that went right, and maybe some things that might need to be tightened up, because it's not really, you don't see a lot of pass-happy attacks, especially in the Six Rivers, but you might see a team like this down the line in the postseason. What kind of stands out to you in that regard?
You're definitely going to see some teams like this, in the playoffs. So, I mean, it was good to get the experience. One of the things, being able to slide Bryce up made a big difference, and take him from an outside backer and slide him back to where he's played normally as a DN. That helped. So knowing, I gotta pull that trigger sooner, and because when you put Bryce, Cole, and Aiden up front, that's a pretty good 3 guys up front, and then. being able to get deeper with our DBs, we're being able to bring in Joe and bring in Grant and know we can go some of those nickel and dime packages is super helpful when we go into the playoffs.
All right, and then looking ahead next week, a big matchup with Seneca Wazeeka-Steuben, another ranked team on the schedule. There's 4 teams in the conference that have been ranked at varying points, and Seneca Wazeeka-Steuben looking to play the part. And we'll have coverage of that game on one of our Queen Bee radio stations next week from Warren, Illinois. Talk about the things you're going to be emphasizing with your team heading into that matchup with the Blue Goats.
They're more of a team that they can pass, but they're more of a physical run type of team like we are. They're physical. They're going to punch you in the mouth. So I said you got to be ready for a super physical matchup. They're a team that does not quit, so you can't lighten up at any point against them. They've showed that in the past. They're going to keep coming at you regardless of what the score is. And they're fast and athletic, so they mirror us in a lot of ways. And again, you just said, I argue that Six Rivers is the best conference in D7, probably could be even D6 and D7, and there should be 4 of us that are all ranked in the top 10. Ridge should be a top 10 team. They're better than what their record shows. So having to take on Wazeeka, who is a legit team, we're going to have to bring our A game.
Yep, should be a fun matchup. Looking forward to seeing how that one plays out next week. Go enjoy this win, and we'll see you guys next Friday night.
Sounds good. Appreciate it.
All right, awesome. Desi Braden, the head coach of the Blackhawk Warren Warriors, kind enough to join us on our Edward Jones Resolve Management post-game show. Blackhawk Warren, the winner today, 62-22 over Iowa Grant. We already talked about the Herms's Ace Hardware MVP and the Les Mack drive of the game. Let's get to the Tricor Turning Point, brought to you by Tricor Insurance. Insurance plans built for you, your family, and your business. Contact Tricor Insurance today. I think we kind of alluded to it with the drive of the game when, again, Iowa Grant had the touchdown to make it 16-6. He thought the Panthers might have been in it, but then that immediate drive to answer with Jacob Woodruff getting into the end zone to keep the pressure on Iowa Grant, and the Panthers really just had no response from that point forward.
Yeah, from that point on, Blackhawk kind of was able to pull away. But, that was a very key point of the game. If Blackhawk goes 3 and out there, gets that Iowa Grant offense that was rolling at that time back out there quickly, that could have turned the game in an entirely different way.
All right, that's our Tricor Turning Point, and let's get to the West End Salvage scrapper of the game. It's the player whose hustle and scrappiness stood out in trying to lay the opponent to waste, presented by West End Salvage of Lancaster. I mean, you could go the entire offensive line for Blackhawk Warren because they really set the pace, but I thought, especially for an all-around performance, I thought number 11, Trent Bidlingmeyer, had himself quite a game, had the interception late in the second half as well. But, I mean, it's hard to pick one particular player from Blackhawk Warren because they were locked in and looked very, very crisp, moving the football and really in all 3 phases of the game.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards the offensive line because they were able to open up the holes. I mean, you don't run for 388 yards for no reason. They were able to get wide open holes and some big plays going for them, and even the defensive line for Blackhawk was able to get pressure on Iowa Grant's passing attack and made things very difficult for them.
So a 5-way tie between Aiden Mosley, Cole Dunlavy, Jonathan Heller, Spencer Hayes-Scadam, and Riley Borkwin for our West End Salvage scrapper of the game. We'll take our final timeout. We'll do a quick check on the shoebox scoreboard, see if there's any other high school games from last night that might have resumed today that we can tell you about, and set up what we have coming up next week on our Queen Bee Radio high school sports schedule as our postgame show wraps up after this on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
Post-game 1 minute.
What's up? It's Joey and Lauren on X1071, and we'd like to welcome our new sponsor for Makeup or Breakup, Casino Queen Marquette.
Every weekday morning at 7:30 and 9:30, we help a listener figure out why they're being ghosted and whether or not they are going to go on a second date.
Sometimes it's a simple misunderstanding. Other times it's, easy to see why they won't work out. Either way, it's easily one of the most entertaining parts of your morning.
Do not miss Makeup or Breakup weekday mornings right here at 7:30 and 9:30, all powered by Casino Queen Marquette.
And catch up on past segments with our podcast. Just search Joey and Lauren wherever you download podcasts or hit us up on X1071.com.
Post-game 1 minute.
Closing up shop on our Edward Jones Results Management postgame show on X1071 of the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, 62-22. Blackhawk Warren defeats Iowa Grant. Tyler Dictanis and Brad Adams with you with the best seat in the house and the ears furniture. broadcast booth. Our Shoebox scoreboard update presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. No other area football scores, as all the games did get in from last night. There were a few closer to the Cooley region that had to continue on from last night, but we don't see any updates on that. But in Wisconsin Badger football, the Badgers stink. They lose 27-10 to Maryland to open up the Big Ten season. That game was over on 97.7 Country WGLR, and the Badgers will have a bye next week before a gauntlet of 4 straight games before the Big Ten play resumes for Wisconsin, and I think the next 2 weeks are going to be pretty long in Madison. We'll see what happens with the fallout of the loss here today.
Yeah, I would expect some tough practices happening up in Madison, and because their schedule does not lighten up one bit, and the season is very quickly slipping away from them.
Yep, we'll see what the fortune favors for the Badgers now that they fell to Maryland 27-10 earlier today. And looking ahead on our Queen Bee Radio Sports schedule, tomorrow in better football, the Packers taking on the Cleveland Browns at noon on 97.7 Country WGLR. Kickoff at noon, pregame coverage set for 10 o'clock. Then Tuesday night volleyball, we have Cuba City and Mineral Point. Cuba City versus Mineral Point in anything is always must-see and must-watch. We'll have that volleyball match on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. And then looking ahead to next Friday's football schedule, as we said, it will be Blackhawk Warren taking on Seneca Wazeeka Steuben at 3 o'clock on one of our Queen Bee Radio family of stations. We will intend to have a video stream as well on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. And then in the nightcap, 3 games. We have Lancaster at Dodgeville on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Cuba City taking on Benton Scales Mound Shullsburg on Super Hits 106. And then the big one in the Swall, Darlington at Fenimore right here on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Then on Saturday, Riverdale at Pecatonica Argyle on 97.7 Country WGLR and technology permitting on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel as well. Raleigh Chiefs pregame for that at 1:30, kickoff at 2 o'clock. Well, Brad, thanks a lot for hanging out with me tonight and keeping stats and keeping things on track while I was trying to sort out the internet outage and being knocked off the air. Fun working with you today, and an outstanding performance today by Blackhawk Warren. Couldn't be more impressed with how they played here today.
Yeah, they played great, and it was great to watch. They're same old Blackhawk, it seems like, as we've seen for the last several years. They're just a great program, ran greatly. Like they didn't really show too many flaws here. You'd probably like them to clean up on their penalties just a little bit. I had them at 12 penalties for 100 yards. I'm sure their coach doesn't really like that going in, but that's a good coaching point going forward as we head down through the year. But yeah, their offensive line was dominant. Their defensive line was dominant, and like you said, Iowa Grant's passing attack is just it's explosive. So you expect them to get their yards and points at times, but yeah, Blackhawk was just able to hold them very well throughout the game. And yeah, it's been great working with you, and thanks for having me in the booth again, and it was great fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to the next time we get to do it again. And thanks to Eric Erickson and the entire staff here at Blackhawk High School for helping us with our internet and radio video streaming setup, our first time video streaming from Blackhawk Warren. So thanks to all the efforts that he put together to make this possible. Thanks to both head coaches, Desi Braden of Blackhawk Warren and Hayden Link of Iowa Grants for the pregame interviews, starters, and information to tell you the story about both teams here today. Also thanks to Coach Braden as well as Riley Borkwin and Jacob Woodruff for joining us on our postgame show. Thanks to all of our sponsors who help us bring high school sports to you, and thank you for listening and watching along. This has been Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school football presented by Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on X1071, WPVL FM Platteville, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel powered by H&M Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical in Lely Center, Monroe. Once again, your final score, Blackhawk Warren defeats Iowa Grant 62-22 on a Saturday homecoming game here at Blackhawk High School in South Wayne. Blackhawk Warren improves to 5-0. They take on Seneca Wazeeka Steuben next week, and the Iowa Grant Panthers fall to 2-3 and 1-2 in the Six Rivers. From the best seat in the house, the Ayers Furniture broadcast booth, for Brad Adams, I'm Tyler Dutanis. Thanks again so much for joining us. Good night from South Wayne, and we'll see you for more high school sports on Tuesday for Tuesday Night Volleyball on WGLR. Good night, everyone.
This has been a Queen Bee Radio High School Sports presentation.
Extreme hit music on X1071.
Hey, it's Teddy Swims.
Hi, I'm Taylor Swift.
What's up, guys? I'm Benson Boone.
Turn it up loud online